You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie. You gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Jury U posted a 6:17.645 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? And there's Henrik Fleischer, easing out onto Crystal Palace 1969. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
McDougall posted 3:02.652 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There goes Seppo on their first dance with Crystal Palace 1969. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too, making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Alright, McDougall has put down a 3:02.652. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Abarth 595 SS.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Raimo Pedersen is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
McDougall's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 3:02.652. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Look at Seppo taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Jury U has a best lap time of 1:30.938. Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Seppo is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Crystal Palace 1969.
Raimo Pedersen is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Crystal Palace 1969.
Seppo is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Abarth 595 SS's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
And off goes Henrik Fleischer, easing into the rhythm of Crystal Palace 1969. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the sensors, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Raimo Pedersen's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
McDougall crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 128.805. They're getting to grips with Crystal Palace 1969, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
And there's Smells Like We, easing out onto Crystal Palace 1969. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right. And every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Henrik Fleischer is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Raimo Pedersen is in the glade. In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
And away goes Henrik Fleischer, charging down terrace straight like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob. It's about laying down a marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
Watch as Tony Blues takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
McDougall's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:17.183. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
With just 13 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. There's the first flying lap for McDougall, hitting 2:17.183. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Raimo Pedersen posted 1:25.275 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? McDougall has a best lap time of 1:28.805. Smells like Wee is getting to grips with the Abarth 595 SS in this practice session. Seppo's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:27.270. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Raimo Pedersen posted a 2:43.246 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Seppo's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:29.152. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Alright, McDougall has put down a 1:29.246. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Abarth 595 SS.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
With just 8 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. There goes Mr. Bang on their first dance with Crystal Palace 1969. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Tony Blues has a best lap time of 1:28.767. Jury Yu has a best lap time of 1:29.682. The anticipation is high as the drivers line up for the qualifying session at Crystal Palace 1969. Impressive work from Seppo, who has claimed second on the grid. Seppo has completed their outlap. What a sublime effort by McDougall in qualifying. They have taken charge of the session, holding the top position with authority. Their consistency and skill have been unmatched so far, and they are positioning themselves for a favourable starting position.
Spot-on analysis, Rob. McDougall is currently in a dominant position, setting the standard for their rivals. Their consistent and impressive performance is setting them up for a strong starting position.
What a performance from Smells Like We. They currently occupy 7th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Smells Like We's current position of 7th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
A solid qualifying performance by Mr. Bang, positioning them in 5th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
You're spot on, Rob. Mr. Bang's current position of 5th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
It's an impressive showing by Jury Yu, currently in 8th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Spot-on analysis, Rob. Jorg Yu has positioned themselves well in 8th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
A mesmerizing display from McDougall in this qualifying session. They have left everyone in awe with their speed and precision. Currently leading the pack, they are setting the standard and sending a clear message to their competitors.
You're spot on, Rob. McDougall is showcasing exceptional skill and consistency in this qualifying session. It's a formidable position they hold, and their rivals will need to step up their game to challenge them.
Currently in 2nd, Seppo has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Seppo has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Mr. Bang. Mr. Bang has completed their outlap. A solid performance from Seppo as they currently hold position 2. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Henrik Fleischer has put in a great effort and currently holds 7th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
Absolutely, Rob. Henrik Fleischer has shown great potential to secure 7th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Seppo has just completed a lap in 1:24.506. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification. Henrik Fleischer has completed their outlap. There are just over 5 minutes left in this. Smells Like We has just completed the lap in 1:29.407. Their best lap so far is 1:29.407, putting them in P6. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? McDougall has secured a respectable 7th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? McDougall has completed their first flying lap in 1:40.648. Impressive display by Tony Blues, currently sitting in position 5. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Tony Blues has positioned themselves impressively in 5th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Tony Blues has just completed a lap in 1:26.718. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. A strong showing from Jerry Yu as they currently sit in 7th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. And there goes Mr. Bang, currently in position 5. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Great analysis, Rob. Mr. Bang has shown excellent pace to secure 5th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
Raimo Pedersen has positioned themselves well in 2nd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. It's an impressive showing by Jerry Yu, currently in 7th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Absolutely, Rob. Jorg Yu has put in a remarkable effort to secure 7th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
Jerry Yu has just completed the lap in 1:29.869. Their best lap so far is 1:29.869, putting them in P7. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Impressive work from Seppo, who has claimed 2nd on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Seppo's current
McDougall has completed their first flying lap in 1:40.648. Currently in 8th, McDougall has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You're spot on, Rob. McDougall's current position of 8th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Incredible drive by Smells Like We so far, earning him 6th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Jerry Yu has secured a respectable 7th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Jorg Yu has done a fantastic job to claim 7th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Jerry Yu's clocking in at 1:29.299 isn't turning heads just yet. They're holding on to 6th, but with time running out, it's now or never.
They've got the skill, Rob, but they need to translate that into lap times. It's time to throw caution to the wind and go all out.
A solid performance from Tony Blues as they currently hold position 3. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Impressive display by Jerry Yu, currently sitting in position 6. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
I completely agree, Rob. Jorg Yu has positioned themselves impressively in 6th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
There's a real buzz in the air as Jerry Yu secures 5th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
A solid qualifying performance by McDougall, positioning them in 8th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. What a performance from Smells Like We. They currently, It's About Time Smells Like We considered a different approach. With a 132.374, they're stuck in 8th. Maybe a change in brake bias could give them more control in those hard braking zones.
That's a solid point, Rob. Better braking control means they can brake later and harder, making up precious time in the corners.
And there goes Seppo, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Seppo's current position of 2nd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Seppo has positioned themselves well in 2nd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Seppo has positioned themselves impressively in 2nd. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Welcome to Great Britain, where the sun is shining and the engines are revving for today's race at Crystal Palace 1969.
You can feel the excitement building in the air. This is going to be a great race, and I'm looking forward to seeing the drivers push themselves to the limit on this challenging track.
Starting from pole position is a great opportunity for Raimo Pedersen to take control of the race.
But it's also a nightmare if they can't hold on to it. Let's see how they will handle the pressure.
As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Seppo starting in 2nd position. We see Tony Blues sitting in the 3rd spot. In 4th place, we have McDougall.
McDougall will be ready to show what they're made of.
Lining up in 5th is Henrik Fleischer. In the middle of the pack, we have Jerry Yu starting from the 6th position on the grid.
They'll be looking for a clean race.
Sitting in 7th is Mr. Bang. Smells Like We is going to be starting from 8th.
But if they can find their rhythm early on, they could be a real threat.
green's out and they're off like a bucket of prawns in the sun. This is what separates the scholars from the school kids, Hal.
Now, here's where the real skill shows. Gotta hug them curves and keep that throttle down.
Ain't that the truth? It's like dancing. One wrong step and you're done.
All these cars, all packed in like sardines, takes more than just guts to make it out clean.
Right you are. It's a pressure cooker out there. Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Rimo Pedersen's sitting pretty right where they started. Comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this race unfolds.
As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at Assetto Corsa for making this all possible. Heroes one and all.
I'm looking forward to this one, Rob, and we'll see a return to form for Henrik Fleischer in this outing in Great Britain.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position? Things are getting spicy as Smells Like Wee is breathing down Henrik Fleischer's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. And Mr. Bang is having to make the Abarth 595 SS as wide as possible to try and keep Jerry Yu behind them.
It's like a good old North Carolina hoedown. Mr. Bang's trying to lead, but Jorg Yu's eager for a do-see-do.
Whoa, Rimo Pedersen is coming in hot. I don't know if it's the red mist or if they have just missed their breaking point. McDougall could be looking for a way up the inside of Tony Blues.
If you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
It would seem Mr. Bang is starting to get a bit frustrated here at being held up by Smells Like Wee. Now, this is a challenging position for Mr. Bang. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, with Eddie G closing in 0.1 seconds behind and Smells Like Wee just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind create a dynamic situation for Mr. Bang. They must carefully manage their position while being mindful of potential overtaking opportunities.
Oh, the pressure is on for Mr. Bang. Trapped between Eddie G 0.1 seconds away and Smells Like Wee just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance.
No doubt about it, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a constant reminder for Mr. Bang.
Incident alert. Bloody hell. Mr. Bang just took a quick detour to the outback. Maybe they saw a kangaroo on the track or something.
Dang, Mr. Bang went off like my sense of self-worth after my high school reunion. And just as hard to recover.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Smells Like Wee is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Mr. Bang to bring stop the press. Oof, Smells Like Wee misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon.
By the looks of it, Smells Like Wee's been taking driving tips from them Duke boys. Ain't the Dukes of Hazzard, friend.
It looks like Tony Blues is in control. They're ahead of McDougall by over a second, and it doesn't look like they're going to be challenged anytime soon.
McDougall is certainly pushing all they can, but the gap might just be too much. Unless Tony Blues makes a mistake, it looks like they'll hold on to second.
It seems like Tony Blues is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Tony Blues keep it together?
Huge shout out to the admins at Assetto Corsa for making this all possible. Without their hard work and dedication, we wouldn't be able to witness this incredible event.
That's right, Rob, and the excitement is palpable. I can feel it in my circuits. I mean, this is the kind of race that people will be talking about in the bar. We're witnessing history in the making.
Look at this, McDougall is practically drafting off Raimo Pedersen. With the gap this small, park-breaking update. Oh, mate, that's how the old man used to drive after a couple of bevies at the pub. Not the right line, but definitely entertaining. Even though Henrik Fleischer is a fair way behind Jerry Yu, they can't afford to let their guard down. Jerry Yu is still vulnerable to mistakes.
I've seen kangaroos that close the gap quicker in the bush than Henrik Fleischer is doing now. They've got their work cut out for them.
It's a dynamic landscape out there. Jerry Yu's shift to 6th is testament to that. In your experience, Hal, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Rob, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
The chase music's playing in McDougall's head as they reel in Raimo Pedersen, moment by nail-biting moment. By the looks of it, McDougall reckoned Crystal Palace 1969 had a hidden shortcut. Too bad there isn't one.
Dang, McDougall decided to cut loose like it's spring break, 89. Wrong party, pal.
The gap between Raimo Pedersen and Tony Blues is growing. It's now up to 1.5 seconds. You know, the way these racers manage their fuel is an art in itself. Reminds me of when I'm trying to eke out the last bit of sauce from a Vegemite jar.
Vegemite again? Man, I'd rather run on empty. But yeah, getting that fuel strategy right is like pacing yourself at a southern buffet. Go too hard too fast, and you won't make it to the pecan pie.
A great moment for Raimo Pedersen, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings.
I tell ya, Raimo Pedersen's hotter than a peppered pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming second like a champ.
I love being here at Crystal Palace 1969. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Rob, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
Well, don't come the raw prawn. Tony Blues is giving it some stick, pulling Raimo Pedersen into a mere 0.4 seconds. Oh no, what's this? Looks like that's a mistake from Tony Blues. This could be costly.
I swear, Tony Blues is acting like they found Elvis off track. Spoiler: the king ain't there.
While Tony Blues is not under immediate threat from McDougall, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. Jerry Yu is placed 7th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Smells Like Wee, who is 1.7 seconds behind.
Back in my day, when you had someone on your tail, you'd give them the old razzle-dazzle. Jorg Yu's got that move down pat against Smells Like Wee.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Jerry Yu may be wide, but that doesn't mean Mr. Bang is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Mr. Bang's lead is shrinking faster than ice cream in the outback sun. At this rate, Jerry Yu will be on their tail in 10.3 seconds.
This here's the make or break moment for Mr. Bang. They've got to stay cool as a cucumber and keep it clean and neat.
The gap between Henrik Fleischer and Mr. Bang is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Henrik Fleischer to bring Mr. Bang into play.
Oi, Mr. Bang, better crank up that Walkman and put on some tunes. At this rate, you'll be catching up to Henrik Fleischer by the encore.
Like a dingo on the chase, Mr. Bang is hounding Henrik Fleischer and the gap's now just 15.5 seconds.
Now's the time Henrik Fleischer has got to dig deep and find a little something extra to keep Mr. Bang at bay.
Ever wonder about the unsung heroes of racing? The pit crew. I reckon their job's as hectic as a barman's on a Friday night in Sydney.
No doubt about it. It's like a pitmaster at a barbecue joint during a lunch rush. Everyone wants a piece, and they've got mere seconds to dish it out and make it perfect.
Even though Mr. Bang is a fair way behind Henrik Fleischer, they can't afford to let their guard down. Henrik Fleischer is still vulnerable to mistakes. Looks like Raimo Pedersen is chasing Seppo harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
Nail-biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Raimo Pedersen is going for gold, I'll be going for a manicure.
While Smells Like We is not under immediate threat from Jerry Yu, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
You know, it's like Smells Like We's out on a Sunday Arvo drive. They can see Jorg Yu in the rear view, but there's no rush, mate.
Smells Like We's in front, but Jerry Yu is clinging on like a koala to a eucalyptus branch, reducing the gap to 4.0 seconds.
Smells Like We better find a way to step on the gas or else Jorg Yu will be whizzing past before you can say, checkered flag.
It may seem like McDougall is far behind, but Tony Blues can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give McDougall an opening to catch up. Well, I'll be hal. Tony Blues' lead over McDougall is slipping away faster than a greased pig at a county fair. We're down to just 7.9 seconds now.
Tony Blues' gotta turn on the afterburners if they want to keep McDougall in check.
Oof, if McDougall was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step. Tell ya what, Tony Blues is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Raimo Pedersen is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Tony Blues in P3 doing everything they can to catch up.
Oh, we've got trouble here. Jerry Yu is coming up fast on Smells Like We, but it looks like they're going too fast to make that maneuver.
Oh man, yeah, totally brown trouser time, Rob.
The battle is on for Jerry Yu. They're sandwiched between two rivals, Eddie G 0.1 seconds away and Smells Like We 0.2 seconds ahead. It's a true test of their racecraft. Seppo is placed first at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Raimo Pedersen, who is 19.2 seconds behind.
That's right, and Raimo Pedersen knows that they have to keep pushing hard and driving their own race. They can't let Seppo off the hook.
Impressive driving from Seppo, who has managed to extend their lead over Raimo Pedersen. They are walking away at this point. Does Raimo Pedersen... Breaking news, folks. Blimey. Henrik Fleischer veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex. Whoa there. Smells Like We is sticking to Jerry Yu like glue. You reckon Jerry Yu's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would. If racing were a dance, Mr. Bang would be trying to lead, but Henrik Fleischer just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. On the final lap now, and Seppo looks like they might just wrap up this win.
You got this. Keep your cool.
It's all over. Seppo has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now.
You could feel the tension building throughout the race, but Seppo remained focused and in control. That's what separates the winners from the pack.
Coming in fifth, we have Henrik Fleischer. A nail-biting finish, but Tony Blues claims second place.
Strong work securing second place. Well done.
That was an outstanding performance from Raimo Pedersen. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium. Mr. Bang takes sixth. Fourth is McDougall. Jury U and Smells Like We claim 7th and 8th. We're racing a little closer to home today, here in Great Britain. Crystal Palace 1969 is our venue, and it's one these drivers love. Let's get ready to see how they perform here.
Absolutely. Crystal Palace 1969 is known for producing some of the most thrilling races on the circuit. I'm sure the drivers are going to give it their all.
Seppo will be feeling confident starting from pole position. And in second place, we have Tony Blues. Raimo Pedersen is holding down the fort in third place.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
We're seeing McDougall in the fourth spot. Henrik Fleischer lines up in fifth place as the engines rev and the race begins. Starting from the sixth position, Mr. Bang will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win. The seventh starting position belongs to Jury Yu, who will be looking to make up ground early on.
Starting on the standards tires.
Our eighth place starter, Smells Like We, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track.
But don't count them out yet. They've got the skills to pay the bills.
Well, would ya look at that? The lights have blinked off and our racers are on a gallivant. Fair dinkum, this is a test of intellect as much as skill.
These opening strides? Well, they're like the first notes of a country ballad. Set the tone right, and the crowd will be singing your praises. Get it wrong, and, well, it's a tough act to follow.
You know, they say, steady as she goes, and that's exactly what Seppo's doing. Holding on to one, maybe they've got a trick or two up their sleeve for later. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start. It's brilliant to see such a full grid here today.
You know, sometimes the best strategy is to hold your cards close to your chest. McDougall's sitting right there at 4, just watching the field unfold.
I think passing is going to be difficult today here at Crystal Palace 1969, so it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers get on.
Let's hope they all brought their A games today.
Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. Alright, hold your horses. Seppo is really putting the heat on Raimo Pedersen. If I were Raimo Pedersen, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Seppo is doing to Raimo Pedersen right now, doesn't it?
Tony Blues appears to be trying to find a way round McDougall. They could make a move on them in the glade.
Can they make it past without taking the paint off?
And Tony Blues has just won the place from McDougall.
Go, 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 that's what we want to see.
Oi, McDougall, got a mirror? 'Cause Smells Like We's closer than my unpaid pub tabs. Oh crikey, Hal, McDougall just got outfoxed and Smells Like We's taking the chockies.
That's like swapping sweet tea for moonshine. A change nobody saw coming.
No room for error here. Seppo is breathing down the neck of Raimo Pedersen, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
Remember that time Seppo made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob?
Oh, the Mr. Bang is in trouble.
They're coming up fast on Smells Like We, and there's no way they're going to be able to slow down in time.
Looks like someone needs to tell Mr. Bang that this isn't a demolition derby. That kind of driving just won't cut it at this level.
Rubbing is racing. I tried rubbing it once. My nipple nuts came undone.
We got a close battle as McDougal closes in on Mr. Bang. Whoa, McDougal's on fire, leaving skid marks and Mr. Bang's hopes behind. Stone the crows. McDougal's managed to trim that gap with Mr. Bang, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Struth. McDougal's having a real dog's breakfast of a moment. Blimey, Seppo is closing in on Raimo Pedersen like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up Ramp Bend. Bloody oath, Seppo is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Raimo Pedersen down to a scant 0.2 seconds.
Now, ain't that something? Seppo is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate Raimo Pedersen.
I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Seppo's just breezed into first.
Shoot, Seppo's got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into first.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
Hold on to your hats, folks. Raimo Pedersen is giving Seppo a run for their money. Things are gonna get spicy as they round Terrace straight.
The gap between Raimo Pedersen and Seppo is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. These drivers, top-notch athletes. It's not just about being quick. They've got stamina, reflexes, and they've got to think faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline.
I'd pay to see that.
Hold up a mo. It's pedal to the metal for Raimo Pedersen, while Seppo's still flipping through the radio channels. Seppo wants to get into Raimo Pedersen's slipstream.
Do they have the speed for a move? And more importantly, do they have the talent?
Seppo seems to be losing the plot with Raimo Pedersen. They'll need to buck up their ideas as they dive into South Tower Corner and aim for a ripper exit to gain some ground. I'm curious, Hal, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals helped me feel prepared and focused.
The crowd is on tenterhooks as Jerry Yu in 6th chases after Smells Like We. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Jerry Yu find a way to catch up? It looks like Jerry Yu is making a move. The gap to Smells Like We is now down to 4.7 seconds.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
Blimey, the talent on the track today is like watching kangaroos on steroids.
Yeah, and just like those kangaroos, these drivers can really hop into action. You reckon they've got a pocket full of secrets?
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into. Oh no, what's this? Looks like Jerry Yu forgot they weren't at Bondi Beach, taking a dive like that. Stone the crows. Jerry Yu's in 8th, but if I know them, McDougal's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon. Fair dinkum, I reckon McDougal's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Mr. Bang in the front. Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between McDougal and Mr. Bang.
I reckon McDougal's dialed in their camber settings. They're getting a much better contact patch on the tires, gaining on Mr. Bang with every twist and turn.
Blimey, Tony Blues is more eager to catch Seppo than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase.
With just 2.1 seconds between them, Will Tony Blues be able to keep up the pace and make a pass?
Mate, Tony Blues is creeping up on Seppo like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear. McDougall is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
I tell you what, McDougall has got more problems than a maths book right now. Mr. Bang is leaving them in a cloud of dust. Anyone who says that Assetto Corsa Friends is not the best racing club on the planet is clearly insane. The quality of driving we're seeing out there on the track is absolutely phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. It's like these drivers were born to race. They're weaving in and out of traffic, taking corners at unbelievable speeds, and making it all look effortless. It's clear that they've put in the time and effort to hone their skills.
The pressure is on for McDougall as they try to catch up to Mr. Bang.
Dang, McDougall's chasing Mr. Bang like a Southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
The action is heating up here as Mr. Bang is in 6th, defending from McDougall, who is only 2.4 seconds away.
In the dance of speed and power, Mr. Bang is leading, and McDougall's trying to catch the rhythm. But today, the tune's being set by the one in front.
Oh mate, Henrik Fleisch is more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie. It seems like Henrik Fleischer is on fire. They have just put in their best lap.
The more laps they do, the faster these guys get. This should make for some great racing, Rob.
The drivers are showing their mettle today. It's a privilege to witness their skill on this challenging track.
The stakes have never been higher. This is a battle of skill and nerves.
That's right, these drivers are really pushing themselves to the limit, and it's incredible to see the level of focus and determination they're bringing to the track.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of courage to compete at this level, and these drivers have it in spades. Let's hope they can keep it up and give us a race to remember.
In a race where seconds count, Henrik Fleischer is counting on less of them between themselves and Tony Blues. Much like I'm counting on less. Hold on a moment. Well, if it isn't Henrik Fleischer, the wild wallaby of the track, hopping right off the tarmac.
If Henrik Fleischer's trying to embody my self-esteem during puberty with that swerve, spot on. Just spot on.
The gap between Henrik Fleischer and Smells Like Wee is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Henrik Fleischer to bring Smells Like Wee into play.
Surely they've got enough in the tank.
Sorry to cut in here. Looks like Mr. Bang is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride.
That maneuver from Mr. Bang? Just like my attempt at DIY car mods. Ambitious, but not quite right.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Jerry Yu may be wide, but that doesn't mean Mr. Bang is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Like a scene from a thriller, Tony Blues is on Seppo's tail, hungry for that spot.
Each roar of the engine, each squeal of the tire is a chapter in this epic duel. Who'll pen the perfect ending?
It looks like Seppo is pulling away from Tony Blues. The gap is continuing to grow as they head through the glade. You know, Hal, as a former racing driver yourself, can you give us some insights into what goes through a driver's mind during these quieter moments in a race?
Sure, Rob. During these moments, drivers often take the opportunity to assess their race strategy, monitor their car's performance, and plan their next move. It's all about staying focused and finding the right time to strike.
While Raimo Pedersen is not under immediate threat from Seppo, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. Even though Smells Like We is a fair way behind Henrik Fleischer, they can't afford to let their guard down. Henrik Fleischer is still vulnerable to mistakes. You know, Smells Like We reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. Breaking alert. Well, Smells Like We's spinning like my life in 2020. Someone get him a map or a therapist. Remember when Jerry Yu was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night. Jerry Yu has got their head down now, working those exits and apexes and setting their best lap time so far with a 1 minute.
Phew, Jorg Yu's got more speed than my cousin Earl on his tractor when he's late for supper.
It may seem like Mr. Bang is far behind, but Smells Like We can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Mr. Bang an opening to catch up. Smells Like We is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but Mr. Bang is closing in, down to 3.5 seconds.
Can they keep them behind him? Let's see.
The gap between Henrik Fleischer and Smells Like We is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Henrik Fleischer to bring Smells Like We into play.
That's very true, and Smells Like We knows that as well. They have to drive their own race and wait for Henrik Fleischer to make a mistake if they want to have any chance of overtaking.
He can't hold on. Henrik Fleischer is losing time to Smells Like We.
Will Henrik Fleischer keep Smells Like We in the rearview? Only time will tell.
I've been going over some historical stats, and the lap records at Crystal Palace 1969 have been shattered so many times.
It's a testament to the ever-evolving world of motorsport. What was once considered fast becomes the norm, and drivers and engineers are always pushing the envelope.
If I had $1 for every time McDougall closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Mr. Bang, the thunder from down under is coming. As we come into the final moments of this epic race, Raimo Pedersen is in the lead. Can they stay calm and bring home the bacon? And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Raimo Pedersen.
What a display of skill and precision.
Seppo takes second place with a fantastic race.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
Impressive drive from Tony Blues to claim the final spot on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
Henrik Fleischer end in fourth. Fifth sees McDougall, with Mr. Bang and Smells Like We in sixth and seventh. Jerry Yu brings home eighth.